You may or may not already know this, but your voice is your source of power. The reason why I say that is because we can look at Inumonaki. I can never say his name correctly, and I know I need to figure these names out, but nonetheless, Toge, also the speech cursed user, he has the power to use his words to get people to do certain things, to persuade them, to push them back. We get to see it in season 1, we get to see it in the movie, we get to see it in all these different avenues that his special talent, his special gift is his voice. His voice is everything. And you have the same thing, and maybe there's been people in your life as well too, or maybe you've had other people that have said certain things or whatever it may be, and they have made it so that you do things that you didn't want to do, or they do what I do, and they help you acknowledge things that you do want to do by asking you the right questions, by digging into the certain areas, by helping you identify certain problems, pain points, or other issues that you may be facing in your life right now. And that is only able to be done through the power of words. Yes, exercise, yes, fitness, yes, communication is all under the same boat. Moving the body is one great way to come up with these ideas. The way that I came up with this idea was by, say, walking. And I just came up with it. And I was like, you know what? The voice is the most powerful instrument that many of us have. Sometimes it might necessarily be in this vocal verbs way of being able to convey the said thing that you're wanting to solve. It can also be in written form, or you could speak your words in art or images or auditory or visual representations. It really kind of depends on the best way that is suited for you and yourself. But what I want to say is your voice is the thing that can control and or help you in any way, shape, or form. Because there's this thing that I would like to relate to you, and I kind of touched on it on a couple of different videos as well too, is if you understand the words that you're using, you can be significantly powerful. Your words are your wand. There's this author called Florence Scovel. You can check her out. She has this book called The Game of Life and How to Play It. And if you want to watch that, awesome. If not, no worries. I'm just here to plant some seeds into your mind, and then you can go off and go do the research yourself, or you can hire me as a coach by going down and into the description, booking a time, and we'll chat this out and see if we can work with one another to see if we even jive at all in the first place. Because being able to identify your power, your unique gift, your unique skill set is the best way to do that. And I do that because I'm able to get into your realm, because there's this other thing called human design where we can look at your own unique individual characteristics, traits that'll help you thrive in the best ways that you want to thrive in. And you can't do that without having the right words and using the words in the correct ways. So your words are the most powerful things in existence. Once you understand how powerful your words are, how influential they are, how much they can convey certain meanings to other people and or to yourself, because you're always having conversations either in your head or out loud or just on paper, in any way, shape, or form, you're always communicating in some way. And understanding your communication style or your learning style is the best way to overcome any sort of blockage that you may be facing right now. Because there are 3 different ways of learning that you can do it: auditorily, visually, or kinesthetically. All 3 of them have different ways of doing it. I've always been an auditory learner. It's why I do these videos where it's just like a little podcast, type of little speech or something like that, where I'm just talking to you because I like listening to these things on my walk. Whereas you might not be that way. You might be somebody that needs to physically see something to have it happen. Or you might be somebody that has to do something like hands-on. And being able to understand your learning style will help out a lot in identifying what will work best for you. This is what I've always done. It's the same thing that you can see in Jujutsu Sorcerer and Jujutsu Kaisen, Jujutsu Sorcerer. It's the same thing that you can see in there, because each and every single person has their own unique individual talent, and each of them learn in different ways. You wouldn't put Megumi up against Todo because they would just destroy each other. There would be no growth there. Whereas you put Itadori against Todo and it's wow, Itadori starts to grow a lot quicker. Or it's with Tomu, I think I said it right, Togo. With him, if you put him up against somebody else that is weaker than himself and he can use his voice in the ways that are going to help destroy that cursed spirit in front of him, then he is going to win. If you put him and Yuta, I believe it was Yuta, right? Together, they become even stronger companions. And then Yuta is able to use his power because he realized that, wow, if he was able to use his power, then I can also use this power. There's this whole mechanism of being able to learn from the other person and understand your learning style and understand what serves you best. That's why I recommend checking out your human design, understanding your zodiac signs. You can also do the understandingmyself.com as well too. I don't have any of those links because there are no affiliates, but you can just look it up. I've always found that the best way to move forward in any sort of endeavor is know what power best serves you and then go do that said thing. Because I've had times in my life as well too where I haven't spoken to anybody. I decided to just not talk. You might be like, wow, you didn't talk? And I was like, yeah, no, I didn't talk. I just didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. I just would come home, I go on bike rides, and I wouldn't do anything else because for some odd reason I want to make a vow to myself to be able to do something like that, to see if that was what I could do. And it's not for me, but I did it so that now I can relate it to you and be like, hey, maybe if you are something that's like stuck inside and you aren't talking to anybody, you aren't making friends, and you don't know how to use your speech patterns, you don't know how to speak, you don't know how to convey the meanings or the perspectives or set clear boundaries, whatever it may be that you're struggling with. That's where I come in, because I've gone through a lot of that myself as well too. And the reason why I use anime is just because I like being able to still like watch these kind of things, and I figure if I can connect these ideas in some way, shape, or form, maybe you'll be interested in them as well too. Being able to understand your gifts and your unique specialness from, say, figuring out like the human design, like I said, you can just Google that, check it out, enter your information. It's all free if you want to do that as well too. Same thing with your zodiac sign. You can figure out that thing out. I don't have as much information on that. I can do a little bit more digging if you really want me to. A lot of the stuff I find, I just educate myself with because it's interesting, and being able to understand how powerful your words are and the things that you say and the impact that it can have can really leave a lasting impact on people that you may never know. Like I may never actually meet you. I may never get to see you in person or anything like that, and yet these words are somehow reaching you, which is fascinating to me. How can this even be possible? Somebody ended up coming up with this within their own mind, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's create a way for us to be able to communicate with one another later. Not in this specific moment, say like with phone call or like video call or a chat or something like that. If we did that together, like that would be happening in real time. Even though when you do listen to this is also happening in real time. And you're listening to my words, and you're having the energy, you're having the impact, you're getting new insights from the words that I'm saying that are hopefully connecting different dots in your mind to be able to give you a different outlook that you didn't originally have. Yet if I didn't speak, then this wouldn't necessarily be the case. It's the same thing for you as well too. If you aren't speaking with people, if you aren't sharing your thoughts, if you aren't sharing ideas, then nobody's able to grow and nobody's able to impact from you. You're being a disservice to all of those around yourself and yourself by not sharing the information and the knowledge that you yourself have with the correct people, with the audience, with the individuals that you're wanting to connect with on a deeper level. Because these people, they need you. They need to hear from you. They need to see what you can do because you are strong. You do have a gift. You do have talents, unlike a lot of other people. Everybody has a talent, don't get me wrong, but you're special. You're different because you're listening to this right now. You have an impact. You have something to do, because there's not many people that are going to make it to this point in the video because they're going to click on this. They're going to see that it's not some sort of anime fighting clip, and then they're going to click off and they're not going to do anything like that. Whereas you've made it up until this point in the video. So that means that you are somebody that is wanting to improve your life. You are somebody that is wanting to figure out your special talent. You are somebody that has either a gift, the gift of gab, maybe the gift of silence, maybe the gift of introspection. Maybe you have the gift of like connection. Maybe you have the gift of networking. Maybe you have some sort of gift. You might not necessarily know what that gift is. And that's where, like I say, I can come in, and you can even do this on your own too if you really want to. You can journal, you can write, you can read other books, you can talk to other people. If you don't know how to talk to other people because you have this other perceived notion that you're afraid to talk to other people, then you're not going to do it. Like, there was this thing that I've wanted to do on my walk for quite some time, and I hadn't done, but it was like this river under like one of these bridges that I go on for my little like afternoon walk after I go on lunch. And after I did that, I would, it always seemed like there was blockages. And I can do another video on this around Avatar: Last Airbender and like the Guru, if you ever remember that. But there's blockages in the river, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to clean these up. I ended up doing it out in the mountains first, and I felt like somebody was watching over me, and they're like, what are you doing? And then the next day, 2 days later, I ended up going on the walk, clearing out the river, and then there was people that were just riding by me that were like watching me, and I chatted with them. They're like, oh, you lose something? I was like, no, just clearing the blockages. And they're like, oh yeah, I get that. Like internally as well too. I'm like, well, is there any difference? And the lady's like, true. And I was like, exactly. Because there's no difference. It's all one and the same. And this is something I've kind of talked about in different videos and different ideas. But it's like, why? It's the reason why you watch the videos that you do is because you resonate with that said frequency. You resonate with that said person. You resonate with that individual because you're on the same level. It's why you watch the animes that you do. It's why you watch the movies that you do. It's why you watch the TV shows that you do. It's why you read the books that you do. Is because you know somewhere deep within yourself. Maybe you don't know it quite yet. I didn't know it at first. It took me some time to realize this from years of meditation, that it was me that was writing these books to me. It's a trip. It's a weird thing. So like if you know that aspens, I don't know if you're familiar with like aspen trees, but like they're the aspen trees that are like, they change beautiful colors in Colorado. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. I love it. And if you didn't know this, those trees, every single tree comes from one specific tree. So all the trees, they seem separate, yet they're the same. It's the same thing with like droplets of water or something like that. Like it seems like a single droplet of water, yet when it goes back into the ocean, it's still is like the whole ocean. We're all just individual droplets, or we're just individual trees that seem to be disconnected when we're actually all the same. This is why I say your words are powerful. This is why I say the impact that you have, the things that you say, they are having some sort of impact. You might not know that impact. There might not be people that ever recognize you. There might not be any recognition that you ever receive, even though that could be the thing that you want most. And if you never get it, so be it. You'll keep doing it. Like, I've been doing this for a while. You've been doing whatever you've been doing for a while, or maybe you're just getting started. If you're watching this, I have a feeling that you've probably been doing whatever you've been doing for a while at this point in time. And you're looking for a little bit of a boost, or a little bit of buff, or a little bit of training, or a little bit of guru, or a little bit of teacher, or a mentor, or a guide in some way, shape, or form to help you get up to that next level so that you can level up and start to share your skills in new ways. And that's what I've always done. I figure if I have been able to find influence and impact from this, then hopefully you can as well too. And I just want you to know that your words are powerful. They do have meanings. They do have energy behind it. They do have an impact that leaves an everlasting impression on everybody around you that does hear the words that you do end up speaking. So it's why you need to be somewhat selective with the words that you do end up saying, while also at the same time sharing the words that you need to share. Because being able to say something, you might not know if that was the thing to say, and some people might get upset about it. At least this is what happens for me. Because like I just show them a reflection or an image of themselves that they aren't necessarily attuned with, then they can get upset because I'm just reflecting back to what they're giving me. It's a weird thing. It's a weird interest. It's a different way of viewing the world. And a lot of the times people can project on me of what they want to do and what they're having to have happen. But like, I don't know you per se, not at least in the form that you're in right now. I don't. But I can give you the true raw down evidence that your friends won't give you, that your colleagues won't give you, that your parents won't give you. Whatever it is, like, I am here to help you grow. I'm not here to become your best friend. I would love to. That'd be cool, but that's not my goal. My goal is to help you grow. My goal is to poke that bear within you. My goal is to help you become stronger so that you aren't weak, so that you can use your words, so you can have an impact, so you can defeat the curses, so that you aren't having to succumb to other people's ways of thinking and being, and you can create and pave your own path. And if that's something you're interested in, just click the link down below. Schedule a free call. If we jive, cool. If not, no worries. 30 minutes, all I do is ask that you show up. And as long as you can do that, then I figure we can work something out. And if not, you can at least practice using your tones and your verbs and the words that you do end up saying by going out to people and asking questions, or just saying hello, doing something super simple. Like one of the dudes I think I was talking about in one of the other videos that we ended up doing was just go out and do the things that I myself and he has done as well too. Is like, if you have a bar or a place or a club or whatever it is, and you want to make friends, just go up and just be like, hey, like, how do I swim? Like, how long is this trail? Like, how do I get from point A to point B? Like, what do I do? How do I increase, like, what is it that you do? Oh, I see you have this t-shirt on. That's a cool t-shirt. Where'd you get it from? Just go do something like that. It's super simple. If you see some old couple standing by the side of like the sign, and like I did today, just like, oh, do you guys know where you're going? They're like, no, we just found this park that we've never gone to. I was like, oh yeah, no worries. That's cool. That's the same lady that I was relaying to you earlier about her saying that, yeah, this is all connected. It's all the same. So if that's something that you want to do and you want to understand that a little bit more, then that's where I can come in and I can help you out and I can give you these different perspectives. Because I spend a lot of time thinking about these deeper concepts, these different ideas of ways to help you, other colleagues, other friends, other clients of mine that are wanting to improve themselves in some way, shape, or form. This is the things that I've done for myself. And if I've been able to do it for myself and a couple of other people as well too, figure I can do it for you as well. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.